In this video, we take a look at how to review audit work papers. Sounds thrilling, right? Well, stay with me. I'm going to give you some tips on how to make sure reviews of work papers are done timely and that they're documented in the correct way. So let's take up that first piece, the timeliness of the review of work papers. Sometimes a person preparing the initial work papers might wait a week or two, sometimes 3 weeks, to get an in-charge to review their work papers. That's a terrible thing because the person creating the documentation wants the feedback so they can make sure they're doing the job right. So the timeliness of the review is absolutely critical. I would go no longer than a day or two from the time the work paper is created and the time the in-charge reviews the work paper. You know, I think sometimes the new people that we bring into audit firms, they don't get the feedback they desire. They want to do a good job. They want to do it right. But then if we don't give them immediate feedback, they flounder. They're not sure that they've done the right thing. Now, what about the partner review? You know, sometimes partners get really busy and they too can put off or not get around to reviewing the work papers in a timely manner. It's the same thing though for the in-charge. So if you got a staff 1, a staff 2, you've got an in-charge and the engagement partner, the in-charge needs feedback from the partner to see whether or not he or she has done the job right. If the partner waits a week or two to do that file review, that's not a good thing. And really the partner should be reviewing some of the documentation as the engagement proceeds. So in the early stages of the engagement, when the planning's done, the walkthrough's been done, the risk assessment's being done, then the engagement partner should participate in at least some of those events, such as the brainstorming for fraud, such as the discussion about the plan for the engagement. So as the team, the audit team develops the audit strategy, the engagement partner should be involved and there should be documentation in the file that audit engagement partner was present and participating. So the in-charge is providing feedback, say, to that staff 1 and 2 person or persons, and then the audit partner is providing feedback to the in-charge or the manager on that engagement. Now, that last piece might be that a quality control person is reviewing the overall file, even what the partner has done, and that too needs to happen in a timely manner. So on a day-to-day basis, in the field work and the planning, the in-charge is providing feedback, reviewing the work papers. Once we get done with the engagement or get close to the end, then the partner should definitely be coming back in, giving a timely feedback to the overall engagement team. And then QC should be providing, quality control should be providing a review, hopefully within a day or two of the completion of the project. Now let's shift gears and talk about the documentation of sign-offs. I can remember 30 years ago looking at a paper file and the engagement partner put his initial on the top page, and that was the only work paper he signed off on. I still think it's a terrible thing when partners don't sign off on at least some of the documentation in the file. as we said earlier, they should be involved in the planning. They should be involved at least somewhat in the field work, reviewing key work papers, and they should be involved as we finalize that engagement. So you should see some partner sign-offs throughout the file. Now, one of the things that's a pet peeve of mine is there should never be a work paper in the file without a prepared by initial. So every work paper, somebody needs to take responsibility for it, and it's usually the person that created that document. So if you're an in-charge or you're a partner and you're looking at the file, you open up the file and you see several work papers without a prepared by initial, then I'd do a little bit of this and say, you've got to sign off on every work paper. By doing so, we know who created each document, and I think that's important. You want to create some accountability in the audit documentation. Now, let's talk about what work paper should the in-charge or the manager on the job sign off on. I'm going to give you basically the same answer for the manager, the partner, and the quality control people. They should be signing off on the key work papers. Now, some firms might have the in-charge signing off that they've reviewed every single work paper in the file. I don't know that that is necessary, but they do need to be reviewing and signing off on the key work papers. And then you're going to see fewer sign-offs from the partner, but again, the partner should be signing off on the key work papers. Same thing for quality control if there's an EQCR at the end of the engagement. So think with me for a moment. Let's open up one of your electronic audit files. What's the first thing that we should see? Yep, we should see a prepared by initial in that first column for every one of the work papers. Then in the second column, you should have an in-charge or a manager review, and we're going to see some of those documents signed off on, and then usually there's a third column for the partner, and then he or she is signed off on some work papers, less than, say, the in-charge, but you're going to see or should see some partner sign-offs. And again, same thing for the QC person as they do their review. The worst thing that we can do is finish the audit and say it gets into peer review and the peer reviewer looks at the file and there's several work papers with no sign-offs, or there's no partner sign-off, or there's no quality control sign-off. That can't happen. We have to document the reviews. So as the partner and the quality control people are signing off, there should be some initials in the file. If there's not, I think you'll probably have a problem in peer review. So good luck with your work paper documentation and your work paper reviews, and I wish you well in your next peer review. Take care and bye now.